Good evening, everyone. And thank you once again for joining us for our bi weekly guided meditation and Dharma talk. Today is October 17th. How about that? We are already halfway through October. Wherever you're listening to, I'm in central Minnesota, and we have already had our first snowfall. How about that? Wasn't a lot, just some flurries to give us that gentle reminder that things are changing. Seasons are ready to change. And so, again, today is October 17th, 2022. It is now about 6:01 p.m. where I am in the central time zone, and I am very grateful for your presence with us this evening, or if you're even watching on a replay. That is absolutely wonderful, and we are very grateful to be of some service to help you through your day or give you some focus or some gentle awareness as you navigate through challenging times. Sometimes we all face them. We often think of ourselves as separate, not a part of a group or a team or a community. And that's what our focus is on for October, is just focusing on developing different types of community, whether it's with ourselves or with others. And tonight's talk is developing community with others. But as we have a special little format, we'll always start off with our nice guided meditation. And so tonight's guided meditation is opening awareness to the community that you are a part of. So go ahead, and as you sit there, go ahead and get yourself into that nice, comfortable position. Maybe you're sitting down, or maybe you choose to lay down. Whatever works best for you. I'll guide you through the meditation. So go ahead and close your eyes, or perhaps keep them slightly open with a gentle focus, looking at the ceiling, or if you're sitting, maybe you're looking at your feet. Nice inhalation, breath in. Pause. And slowly exhale. And as you sit there or lie there, allow yourself that half smile to just rest on your face. Allow your spine to lift and your shoulders to soften if you're sitting. Soften your belly as you continue settling in. Breathe in. Pause. Slowly exhale. Go ahead and let your breathing return to its natural rhythm. And let's meditate on developing that open awareness to the community that you belong to. And while you sit there or lie there, let's bring attention to a member of your community. This person could be a neighbor, a teacher at our child's elementary school or middle school or high school. It could be a law enforcement officer, a firefighter, maybe the receptionist at your optometrist, or even our plumber. Anyone you choose is perfect because they are a part of our communities. They each serve a valuable function to help you and many others through the day. Some help guide children day in and day out along their educational path with love and care. Some are called during times of great stress and provide that reassuring presence. Meanwhile, others are there to help ensure that whatever errand you're trying to complete, it will be done to the best of their ability. Every person we encounter during the day is an important member of your community. Breathe in. Pause. And breathe out. Now, let's bring attention to our contributions to our community. And think about what your day is, what you've done, or perhaps what you plan on doing. Did you go shopping outside of your home today? If you did, you helped an employee of that company earn money to help support themselves and their families. Perhaps you did some yard work today. If you did, you helped keep your neighborhood aesthetically pleasing for all to enjoy visibly. Or maybe you simply waved hello, or offered a few moments of a pleasant conversation with your neighbor or a stranger. And by doing so, you help nurture and strengthen the community that you live in. Breathe in. Pause. And breathe out. Community is made up of people all working together for a common, peaceful existence. You are never truly isolated from others. And it's important to our well-being to nurture and strengthen those vital human relationships. Go ahead and begin to open your eyes and slowly reorientate yourself around your surroundings before you move about. I wish you all peace and ease as we continue. Very nice. Community is so important. And we are never totally isolated, right? There's always someone that we will interact with, whether it's in the grocery store or a restaurant, just shopping at a store, wherever. Always going to encounter someone. But think about when you go to the grocery store. Do you greet and acknowledge the cashier? Do you simply just look at the number on the display and as each item is scanned, figuring out the totals and everything? Or when you walk along the sidewalk in a park or just in the city block or somewhere around the neighborhood, do you just look at the ground, watching your steps, watching that sidewalk just ease on by? Do you order easily obtainable items from a delivery service? Something that you could simply go out and get? Sit at home a lot? Some items, some things to think about. Do you sit home a lot? Or when you do go out and interact, do you keep those interactions with others to a minimum? A lot of times I hear that, oh, it's just annoying. Or I don't want to be annoying to someone else. And those thoughts, those feelings, they're isolationist. They inhibit those relationships, those communities. And when we isolate or, excuse me, when we isolate or sequester ourselves continuously, we do harm to ourselves. We harm ourselves emotionally and psychologically. Social skills are important for any relationship. And we lose our abilities to nurture compassionately and empathetically towards others. Think about that. When we don't have interactions with other people, we don't know how to respond. Think about a child when they're faced with a new stressful situation. They don't know what to do. And so what do? They look towards others sometimes as a guide. Like, how am I supposed to respond? And so by having or maintaining those isolationists feelings towards ourselves or actions towards ourselves, we lose empathy. We lose compassion for others. We begin to become sarcastic, perhaps uncaring, unempathetic towards ourselves even, and certainly towards others. Because we don't know how to respond. Because we are taking ourselves away from the community that we are integral for. We're an important part of that environment. And we lose our social skills. And as a result, we may even begin to lose those important relationships with others. Maybe it's a work relationship with you and your supervisor. Maybe it's with your friends. Someone that you talk to seldomly even. We lose those skills of what it means to be caring, what it means to have empathy or to nurture someone else in their times of sadness maybe, or even sharing their joy. So how do we develop that sense of community with others? And I'll point you towards, before we get into that, point you towards why that's important. So if we recall the 3 jewels, right? I take refuge in the Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. And I take refuge in the Sangha. So that's the third one, the Sangha, or the community. And so the Buddha certainly tells us that community is vital for our well-being, and that it's important to nurture that sense of community, being involved with others. So simply, how do we become involved with others? We get out of the house. right? There are certainly times where alone time is absolutely vital, but it's all about balance. We have to become involved with others. Not saying we have to be all up in their business all the time, but just strengthening those bonds, strengthening the community, the valueness of where we live. And so in order to develop community with others, you need to feel as if you belong. Right? And one may not develop that sense of belonging by sitting at home constantly. So it's important for us to get out. Remember, take refuge in the Sangha or develop your community by being in it. So maybe you have a skill. Maybe you're good at needlepoint or cross stitching. Maybe it's an art class, but maybe teach a free class at your library. Maybe you do watercolors or calligraphy. Maybe you write short stories. Or maybe you just like reading to young kids or something. So maybe teach a free class at your local library if that's an option. Or perhaps even volunteering. Volunteering at a local nonprofit. Maybe you like animals. And maybe there's an SPCA nearby. They're always looking for volunteers. Or a civic community that helps people who are maybe going through a hard time, helping serve meals or donating clothes and sorting through clothes at donation locations. That gets you out of the house, meeting new people. If none of those just seem like viable options, or maybe they're not close by, just say hello to people. Greet passerbys courteously. Hi, how are you? It's nice to see you today. Acknowledging someone's existence is so vital for well-being, not just for them, but for you as well. Seeing people develops our communities that we live in. Maybe as you're walking by, maybe you notice a piece of trash, something on the ground that's sitting right next to the trash can. Somebody tried to throw it and they missed and just left it, or perhaps it even blew out. So maybe pick up a piece of trash as you walk by. I do that. Certainly around where I live. Every now and then I'll find some trash alongside of the road. It's certainly not mine. I pick it up, walk it back to my house, put it in my trash can. It's the community where I live in, right? I take joy and pride in keeping it clean and pleasant visually. Sweep your sidewalk in front of you, right? Maybe not every day, maybe every couple days, right? Just go out there and just give it a sweep, even if there's nothing there. Because what does that do? When you're outside doing something, what inevitably happens? Somebody's going to drive by and you give each other a glance like, hey, hi, neighbor. That's all you have to do. Even if there's nothing to sweep, just go out there. Or maybe involve yourself in a community function. Maybe there's a festival going on, a fair, right? Or perhaps there's a town meeting. It doesn't even have to be something you're interested in. Exchanging ideas with people. It's really wonderful. getting to know people. And certainly meditation is vital as well for developing community with others. Now, again, 20 to 30 minutes a day is sufficient to develop the community within you, which also in turn develops the community that you are a part of. Because when you feel invested in your community becomes much more than a place to live. It becomes a thriving entity all on its own. You're sharing your ideas and thoughts, as well as learning thoughts and ideas from others. You can think of it as a form of cross-pollination. And as a result of this cross-pollination, this exchange of ideas and thoughts, you are cultivating a place where you can grow because you are nurturing your surroundings as well as the surroundings nurturing you. We have to become active members of where we live. It's important for our growth and for generating that loving kindness and a joyful community that's pleasing for everyone. And then our next Dharma talk will be on Halloween, right, on the 31st. And we will conclude our October's theme of developing community. We'll talk about some other fun ways to strengthen that bond with where we live. And don't forget about our weekly sanghas. If you're looking for that support for yourself, we're here. We have those sanghas, those meetings, the community for like-minded individuals and certain niches that you may find that you identify with. So our healing sangha, maybe you've experienced a traumatic event. It's ideal for you. Or a veteran, right? If you're a veteran of our wonderful military services, our armed forces, absolutely, we have a sangha for you. New beginnings. If you're struggling with addiction, absolutely come join us. We have a wonderful path for learning to love yourself. Our Rainbow Sangha for LGBTQT plus communities, place of welcoming embrace, or even if you're just curious, come by. And for our teens, it's hard to be a teenager in the 21st century. Look at all the things that we talk about. Social media, parents, dealing with stress and anxiety. It's hard enough for adults sometimes to deal with those. So our Teen Sangha is a wonderful community where we can learn how to address those anxieties or fears, perhaps, that you may be experiencing, or just curiosity questions. Come join us. And if you do find our talks helpful and enlightening and joyful and supportive, please do subscribe to our channel while we're here, and feel free to like our videos if you choose to. It's greatly appreciated, and we're always welcoming of your support. in any way that you see that you're able to. And with that, brothers and sisters, I wish you all an evening of peace, ease, and well-being. And until the 31st, we'll talk again. Take care.